why the Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion, as a national church, will have this institution.
So, Your Grace, let me just quickly chip in this. You were talking about mission schools, and we see what education is becoming after being taken over from the church. Instances of dress becoming, the outlook of students becoming issues in some places, and is the church still encouraged to go ahead? What should church be doing in such horrible situations that we are seeing now?
Anyway, if I understand you well, I think you are making reference to what is happening in Kwara State.
Yes, sir.
Where the government and the church is at loggerheads as regarding the dress code, yes, the uniforms that must be worn to school.
Yes, and I think Kwara State just became the latest one. It has happened in Osun, in Lagos.
Yes. Actually, it is like the tip of the iceberg, because it is the reality of the moment. It is the manifestation of what Nigeria is becoming. Whether you like it or not, the Islamization agenda that is being marshaled out for this nation, which started actually as far back as 1960. What is happening now is the flowering of agendas of the past 61 years ago. But the question is, do we as Christians in Nigeria, do we have any agenda? Do we have any program or plan that is stretching into the next 50 years? So, the issue of fire brigade action cannot help us. Thank God that can challenge the issue of curriculum for our nursery primary schools and secondary schools. And we saw some changes. The issue of dressing is something that is also being thrown in. And we will not take it lightly. We will not succumb to it. For one thing, the diversity within this nation must be recognized. Cultural diversity, religious diversity, and in fact, diversity in every way. It is not a curse, it is a blessing. And God allowed us to be who we are in Nigeria. But the problem comes where policymakers and leaders, political leaders in particular. I remember when they were putting Sharia, the president, Obasanjo, said this is a political Sharia, because it was not emanating from the religious leaders, it was emanating from the politicians, in order to show the people that they are Muslim enough and they are pursuing the Islamic agenda and they want to return to pre-colonial days. I wish them well. But the way Nigeria is today, we must acknowledge that we are not alone. We are living with others, and we must respect the rights of others. It is where we display impunity in relating with one another, in our policy making, in our policy implementation. That is when we create chaos that is not necessary in the society. There are people who are benefiting from the confusion, and there are politicians. So, except our the problem of Nigeria is not the problem of the ordinary man or the common man in the street. No, it is the problem created by the political class and our elites. And so, we must be careful. But I want to commend the Christian leaders and churches that have stood to express their views. And we should not back down. Will this stop us from establishing schools? No. Nigeria is a free nation. It's an independent federal government. And therefore, regions and groups and people are calling for restructuring. It is this attitude that is also fueling the demand for restructuring. Because those in authority have thought that they can do and undo. So as far as we are concerned, let it not discourage us from establishing our schools. We will rather encourage churches, denominations to go ahead, establish more schools, and make sure that we make them real Christian institutions where God is honored, where the Bible is taught, and where people are given the best of education, and make sure that we produce people who will stand to build up this nation. Nigeria will survive.
Thank you, Your Grace. We will surely go on a short break and come back to take the last aspect of this special interview. The Primate will be talking